Ego for me, I think, is a question of who I could be and who I should be. So I think both sides of that question, those questions, give me the opportunity to look at really awesome ways to activate myself and leverage my talents and really step into the really incredible space in the person I am. It's also a huge temptation to be a jerk sometimes and fall into some of those traps that we've been conditioned with as people, particularly as men, particularly more as Black men.
So when I think ego, I'm thinking of uh, self-esteem. I'm thinking of self-concept. I'm thinking of self-efficacy. All three ways in which I think about myself, but I also think about a version of ego that is, I feel like, synonymous with pride. Um, and a lot of times ego has a negative connotation, but I think there's a bunch of positives in ego as well.
I feel like ego is like knowledge of self, and I feel like it's hurt me in times where I didn't fully know myself and come to terms with knowing who I am and what I bring to a situation or a scenario. And I think times it's helped me is the complete opposite, is absolutely knowing myself and knowing what I bring to any situation.
And it's helped me because, it's helped me in a way that it's helped me become a better person to me, I guess. Stop caring what other people think and just block out the outside noise.
Ego has helped me as an artist, I think, but I think ego has hurt me a lot too as an artist as well. So when you think about that self-concept or self-efficacy portion of ego, there's a lot of things as an artist you think you can do that you might not be able to do as well as the next person. Then there's a lot of things as an artist that you think you can't do that you really can. So ego has played a large part for me. I'm still working on owning my space, which I think that's where the pride part comes into play. But definitely positives and negatives there.
Ego for me is bravado. It's what men are supposed to like channel or focus on or allow themselves to be defined by. Ego has definitely hurt me in past iterations of myself when I didn't check my male ego and I didn't focus on like how it was dismantling my relationships and the people that I was around. It certainly caused hindrances and my inability to build relationships with certain people.
I learned how to channel my ego when I saw, like, when I got self-reflection, when I got objectivity, and I saw who didn't really have that same kind of pride that I had to tap into and kind of control in myself.
And that's a fine line to balance sometimes. You know, there was this push and this pressure to prove yourself, to do more and be more, not just for your own, traditional ego, but for the sake of the people that I represent, the people who have sacrificed to get me where I am, the people who are looking up to me as the next iteration of what's possible. And I take it seriously to recognize what part of that is me doing what is necessary and right in terms of service and the people that I care about, and what of that is me indulging, which sometimes is okay, and what of that is me just choosing to blindly rush into impulse. And I think it's a question of when are these pieces necessary, when are these pieces helpful, and when do I recognize that they, without control, without mastery, can become harmful. And so I think part of my responsibility as a person and as a decent man is to recognize how I navigate that balance.